All right, Andrew, how are we doing?
Good, yeah, thank you.
How's the training going at the moment?
Yeah, it's going good. Just done a few rounds now with some of the lads. Larry, don't know if you suppose Larry, good amateur. So yeah, it's going good.
Now, talking to you today, not so much. Now, obviously, you're doing well in pros,
Yeah.
and you just swapped over, but you stayed with Damien Jones, didn't you?
Yeah,
at Astley VIP. That was where you started, wasn't it? When was that?
Yeah, started with Damien when I was about 11, so what's that, 15 years.
That's loyalty.
That's yeah. Well, you know, I think if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know, Damien knows me probably better than anybody, and I know with Damien I've got a good coach. He knows how to get me ready for a fight. He knows what makes me tick, and so, you know, rather than starting with somebody new in the pros and going back to square one, we just keep going with the momentum that we had in the amateurs, and yeah, it's been good so far.
Yeah, and it's all about relationships, isn't it, boxing?
Yeah, definitely.
You need that person who you click with.
Yeah.
And, you know, you two definitely do. Going back to your amateur days, when you started, what drove you to boxing in the first place? Was it a family member or friends? Or?
I think from being little, I always, you know, you get the little boxing gloves and the little toys, and you have a bit of a mess about with my brother and things like that. We was always into Rocky films, you know, love Rocky, and you know, reenact it with the little gloves and that. So then one day my dad just said to me, he said about taking us down to the gym. So we went down and just instantly fell in love with it, and obviously
it is one of them sports. Once it gets in your system,
oh yeah,
it's there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of them. It's hard to replace. That's why you see so many boxers, you know, trying to make comebacks when they shouldn't, and you know, carrying on too long, or some of them going off the rails, because it's an adrenaline rush that's hard to
Did you have times during your amateur career where, because it is such a demanding sport, just the training, never mind the boxing itself.
Yeah.
Did you have times where it was tough to keep it going, or
yeah,
you've never been, because I've helped out at clubs you've been at, and you've never seemed to have struggled with that discipline?
No, I've always, obviously when you know, you're missing out on, you know, parties and family dues, and you know, friends are going out and you're saying, oh, I can't because I'm fighting, or because I'm in training ready for a fight, or it does get hard sometimes seeing, you know, everybody enjoying themselves and that, but it's like I said, it's you're actually working towards something, so, and you know, it's not one of them sports.
And the highs I've seen you have,
yeah,
you don't get in normal life, do you?
No, definitely not. That's for me. Now I've had times where I have thought, you know, back in the amateurs, should I just put all my focus into something else and maybe let boxing take a backward step? But it's just one of them where you, like you said, you can try and replicate it, but it's you know, some of the highs that you have and some of the lows at times, you know, it's hard to come back from, but when you do, it's
definitely the toughest sport of all, isn't it? It is a tough game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why you have to keep the training up, because you know, you get in there and there's nowhere you can hide. If you've not done your running, not done your training, you're not fit enough, then you can't do anything. It will show in there. So. And
how many bouts did you end with? Because I did some matchmaking for you, and you was you'd had a lot, hadn't you, at the end?
Yeah, I wouldn't like to say an exact number.
It was over 50, wasn't it? 50, 60?
It was just short of 80.
Oh, was it, in the end?
I think it was around about 77, but
right.
After 10 I lost count, so it's hard.
And you fought some big names, didn't you?
Yeah. You know, some who's gone on to do really well at pros. Jack Casserole being one of them. Who, yeah. I know you had a bit of time coaching as well.
Yeah, he's world #1 at the moment, isn't he? Challenger.
Just getting ready for a world title fight. So been in with him, and you know, been in with quite a few lads who, you know, it is one of them sports where it's a very small circle.
Yeah.
So, you know, up and down the country, but everybody knows everybody, and so yeah, it's brilliant.
And you had a standout year, didn't you, in the ABAs? And the 69 kilogram, which was heavier than your weight class, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd just come back from an injury.
What year was that?
That was 2016. So yeah, I was saying it was 2016. So I'd been in a car crash and I'd missed maybe 4 or 5 weeks, maybe longer, going through physio, and it was coming towards the end of the season. So I wanted at least one more fight, and Damien said, "Why not do the championships? Just give it a go. You know, nothing to lose really." But with having the time out, I was slightly above my weight. I think I was only ever 65 kilo, but I was just missing the 64 kilo deadline. Maximum weight. So I had to do the 64.5 to 69 kilos.
And you won
I won the
Northwest Region Elite then, didn't you? And there's some good lads in it that year.
Yeah.
Eli Murphy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
Mohamed Ali.
Yeah.
Jonathan was in it.
Jonathan Brown, my son was in.
Yeah.
And was it Charlie Stevens? You boxed in the pre-quarters.
Pre-quarters, yeah.
So you did really well that year.
Yeah, I had a bit of bad luck there. So obviously, just coming back from an injury and winning that, I was flying. But I'd had a cyst behind my ear, and through the weeks, each round, I'd noticed it was getting slightly bigger, and went to the doctors just before the pre-quarters. Sorry, and it turned out I had a cyst and it had got a bit infected from the boxing. Made the decision to carry on and not pull out to the pre-quarters. Had to argue with the doctor for him to let me fight, and so I was going in there at a weight above what I should have been at, with an infected cyst against a lad who was a very good England boxer. So
no, you did well, because just to win any belt
yeah.
in those championships takes some doing, doesn't it?
Yeah,
they're all good lads.
Yeah, it's like we said, if anybody had looked at the list, they'd have obviously wanted me first,
because your weight class was lower usually.
Yeah, a lot smaller, than some of them coming down from the weight above.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
so
use my boxing brain and box clever.
So you had how many years then as an amateur? Quite a few, didn't you?
When did I turn over? End of 2017, 18 was it? End of 2018, so 2 years ago. 13 years as an amateur.
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it?
12, 13
some
years.
dedication, that.
Yeah.
And how did you find the transition then? Going from amateur to professional?
I loved it. I found it with, obviously, like I said, with Damien, he's took us sparring pros before, and I fought.
You boxed Masher Dodd, haven't you? Well, not boxing, you sparred him
quite a lot. That helped. And with fighting some of the best lads in the country, that transition, because obviously you start off and your first few fights are against journeymen, so the standard there is probably slightly below what you would be fighting, what I was fighting in the amateurs, and I think the fact that they changed the rules to no head guards in the amateurs, that helps as well. Just get used to fighting without that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad transition.
Yeah. And just what message would you say to the amateurs now? Just their training,
just keep going, and just if you're passionate about it, keep going and give it everything. You don't know until you try. So, but
it is all or nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very hard sport, and as long as you're dedicated and you're still enjoying it, just keep going. But don't just let the laws affect your passion and affect your dedication.
Yeah, that's what I find sad as a coach, that you see lads really enjoy the gym and the training, and then they'll lose a bout, and then you just some of them, that's it, isn't it? You don't see them, and it's such a shame, because it can go over 3 rounds. It is very difficult to get a decision, isn't it?
I mean, you see it all the time. You see bad decisions, and it's subjective. So what the judges see compared to what everyone else sees, everybody's different. But Mick Conlon, for example, in the Olympics, very bad decision. But you can't let them affect you as long as you're enjoying it. That's the main thing. And you know, everybody has a level, whether you're just in the gym enjoying it, keeping fit, or whether you want to go all the way. You know, as long as you're enjoying it, that is the main thing.
Well, thanks for that, Andrew, and good luck in the pros. You're looking for a busy season this year?
Yeah, hopefully out soon, and hopefully have a big year. Try and get some titles back end of this year, beginning of next.
Yeah, and I know you've got a lot of young support, haven't you? I went to one of your last bouts, and there was a lot of young lads from different clubs watching, and
it's good.
It is important to you to get that support, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you know, support from anywhere, it means the world to me. But you know, to know that you're sort of inspiring the next generation of boxers, and you know, bringing lads into the gym, or if anything, giving them something to aim towards. It's something a bit special.
Yeah. Well, that's brilliant. Okay, all the best, Andrew.
Cheers.
Good luck.
Thank you. See you later.